Hey everyone, and welcome. Right now in 2026, tech isn't just evolving, it is taking some absolutely massive leaps forward. So, we're going to take a quick tour of the four biggest shifts happening as we speak. From AI literally getting a body to, believe it or not, rewriting the very code of life. All right, let's jump right in. So, here's what's on the docket. First up, we'll see how AI is stepping out into the real world. Then, we'll dive into the wild frontier of quantum computing. After that, we'll look at a revolution in gene editing, a huge breakthrough in batteries, and finally, we'll talk about the new challenge that all of this amazing tech is creating for all of us. Okay, first stop, artificial intelligence. For the last few years, right, AI has basically lived on our screens, inside our computers. But that is all changing in 2026. It is breaking out of that digital box and stepping into our world. And this quote just nails it. All the experts are saying the same thing this year. The whole conversation has completely shifted. If the last few years are all about AI living up in the cloud, well, 2026 is officially the year AI gets physical. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, the term is embodied AI. And look, in simple terms, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're giving AI a body, hands and feet. So it's not just a brain in a jar anymore. It's a real presence that can physically interact with the world around us. Pretty wild, right? And get this is not some far-off sci-fi idea. It is happening right now. Just look at this thing, a real product from this year's tech shows. It's Honor's robot phone. See that little mechanical arm? It can physically track a person, interact with stuff around it. They're not even calling it a phone anymore. They're calling it an intelligent companion robot. The future is here. All right, so from AI getting a body, let's switch gears and talk about the engine that's powering all of this progress. I'm talking about computing itself, which is getting a truly massive upgrade. The quantum race is really heating up this year, and you've got two giants making some huge moves. On one side, there's IBM with their Kookaburra processor. What they're doing is pretty clever. They're linking multiple chips together to get over 4,000 qubits. And just as a refresher, qubits are the building blocks for quantum computers. More qubits, more power. Then on the other side, you've got Google. Their Willow system is all about one thing, proving without a doubt that quantum computers can crush our best supercomputers at certain jobs. And when I say crush, I am not exaggerating. To put this into perspective, Google showed that their quantum system was 13,000 times faster than a top-of-the-line supercomputer. That is not just a little step up. That is a whole new ballgame. So here's why this really matters. This isn't just about bragging rights in a lab anymore. This incredible power is already being used as like an accelerator pump for science. For example, researchers are now using it to target cancer-causing proteins that until now were thought to be completely undruggable. This is having a real-world impact. And sticking with that theme of accelerating science, let's talk about a breakthrough that's maybe even closer to home, because it's about our own biology. This slide just explains the innovation so perfectly. We're now in what people are calling CRISPR 3.0. Now, you might remember the old CRISPR. Think of it like a pair of scissors. It literally cut your DNA, which, as you can imagine, came with some pretty big risks. Well, this new method, it's more like a paintbrush. It doesn't cut or change your DNA sequence at all. It just gently brushes off these little chemical tags to turn genes on or off. It's a much safer approach. And this safer approach is, frankly, a total game changer. It's already being used with amazing success to treat diseases like sickle cell anemia, but it's also opening the door to these incredibly ambitious goals. I'm talking about companies in clinical trials right now that are trying to tackle the aging process itself, aiming to add a whole decade of healthy years to our lives. Just think about that. Okay, so from the high-tech lab, let's bring things back to the open road. Because the way we power our daily lives, that's having a revolutionary moment too. This year, everything changed for electric vehicles, and it's because sodium-ion batteries finally hit mass production. They basically solve the two biggest headaches with the lithium-ion batteries we've been using. First, cost. As you can see, they're 30 to 40% cheaper. Huge. Second, performance in the cold. Look at that. They keep 90% of their charge even when it's minus 40 degrees outside. That's incredible. So what does this actually mean for you, for the average driver? It's simple. EVs are about to get a lot cheaper and a whole lot more practical. You know that whole problem of EVs going into winter hibernation in cold places? Yeah, that's over. And this isn't a promise for the future. We're already seeing mass-produced cars with these new batteries hitting the streets. Okay, so for our final stop, with all this insanely powerful tech coming online, from physical AI to quantum computers, a new and really important challenge is popping up in the workplace. And wow, the data here could not be more clear. We're seeing this massive productivity gap open up. The companies that are jumping in, embracing AI, and actually changing how they work are getting a solid 5.5% productivity bump. But the ones who are hanging back, waiting to see what happens, they're not just staying flat. Their productivity is actually dropping by 12%. They're falling behind.
And this quote really just hits the nail on the head. The biggest hurdle here isn't the technology itself. It's not about buying the right software. It's about changing the culture of a company so people can actually use these tools well. The human part of the puzzle is turning out to be the hardest and the most critical.
So let's wrap up our tour of 2026. What have we seen? We've seen technology make these huge leaps in 4 really fundamental areas. AI is stepping out into the physical world. Quantum computing is now practical enough to solve real problems. Gene editing just got a whole lot safer. And our batteries are becoming cheaper and way more resilient. It's a lot. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. As all these incredible tools get more and more powerful, the most important upgrade might not be our tech at all, but our culture and how we adapt as people. Thanks for joining me.